Alright, good afternoon. I hurt my thumb about a week ago, so I haven't done very many videos because it hurt. But it's better now, and so it's healing. Let's talk about playing blues. Blues are one of the easiest forms of music I think there is. I've been playing music since I was a little bitty kid. I've loved music my whole life. Banjos, guitars, pianos, keyboards, you name it, I love to play it. Violins, cellos, I love it. These are my air hoods that I made. That's the cello that I play. And I got stuff everywhere. But anyway, blues. I'm playing with an A flute, and I know it's an A flute if you can see it because it says A right there. It doesn't say A with a small M, but it says A. I still know it's an A minor flute. Blues, I'm going to talk about music just for a second. How easy it is on the Native American flute to play blues. The Native American flute, this is Native American flute, there are 4 or 5 at least different modes. And a mode is the fingering that you use. All my flutes except for one, and I asked Dana to make that for me, but it's different, but all the rest of them are standard Native American flute scale, and it starts there, 3rd hole covered, standard flute, standard. Now it says A, but it's an A minor pentatonic scale flute. Pentatonic means 5-note scale. Don't let all this confuse you. Most Native American flutes are bass that you play, unless you ask your flute maker to make you something different, is based on a pentatonic scale, which is a 5-note scale. A large portion of blues is done with a minor pentatonic scale. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Some go to a diatonic, which is 8-note. But anyway, now I want to show you how simple, with just movement of one little finger, you can play blues on the Native American flute. And then I'm going to give you some background music that you can practice with. Now, if you can count to 4, you can play blues on this flute. The standard scale Native American flute scale is this. We're going to add one note. By adding one note, going up and coming down, same note, going to be in the 4th position. We're going to count to 4 going up, count to 4 coming down, and we're going to play that note. Just that finger down. That's your blues note. So, here we go. I'm going to count to 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Blues note, 4. Back to your Native American flute scale to finish it. Then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Hear the blues note? That's your blues scale, and that's all there is to it. If you can count to 4 going up, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then you've got it. If you count to 7, if I did it right. Coming down is 1, 2, 3, 4, it's your blues note, and then back to your standard Native American flute scale, and that's your blues scale. And that's all you need to play blues on these instruments. They're so versatile that you can play so much stuff. Now the reason I say this, I did a song and I put it out a couple days ago called Classy But Sassy. I used to have friends, still have friends, and they're musicians, they had bands, and they would have a special gig set up, and they would invite me, and they would tell me, said, Keith, we're going to play blues. So can you bring a flute and bring blues? I said, all right, what key do you want? And they just say, well, whatever you want. I said, all right, key of A. And I would tell them the key of A, and they would actually write a background and perform it for me while I was on stage and play it for the people. And they loved it because it was a different instrument they had never heard before, and it was live. So anyway, okay, my name is Jerome Keith Davis, but on my YouTube channel, I do want to mention this. I probably have 250 plus videos on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel name is Oldmanyow. is O-L-D, because I'm old, I'm a man, M-A-N, and Yow, Y-O-W, is Oldmanyow, is my old family's Scottish name. My grandfather's middle name was Yow, and he was a good man. I'm proud of it, and so I still hang on to it. So on the YouTube channel, if you look that up, you'll find lots and lots and lots of videos on everything with the flute. It's Oldmanyow. Just look it up, you'll find a ton of flutes, a ton of music, and we'll put a lot more out there. So the blues scale is this again: fourth note up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finish the scale. Come back down, scale 1, 2, 3, 4. Blues note there, there, and there. Fourth note up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Come back down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's your blues note. Now blues, and the blues note is like cooking. You don't want to put too much salt, you don't want to put too much pepper, too many jalapenos, too many cayenne peppers. You don't want to over embellish it, but you do want to hear it, because there's times where you may play the Native American scale that you just want that extra little kick to it. Now, if you will look up the song, and it's on Oldmanyow, and it's called Classy But Sassy, and that's me playing blues with one of the groups that I used to play with, and they made the background just for me, and it was the blues background was set up by my friends. They recorded it, they put it together, they recorded me playing it, and I was so grateful that they did it for me, but they did all the work, I just had to play. So now, Classy But Sassy, and you'll recognize it because it's blue sky and clouds going by, is in the key of A, just like this flute. Now, if you'll practice that 1, 2, 3, 4, every once in a while add that blues note, you can play blues, and that's all there is to it. It's not hard. You just have to listen for when you want to add that little blues sound, and just make it up and play it as you go. So, also, if you want background music for the Native American flute in any key of blues, say if this was a, let's say this was a G flute, it isn't, it's A, but say if it was a G flute, or a C flute, or a B flute, key of B, you would go on YouTube and type in backing track for blues in the key of A minor, key of B minor, key of C minor, key of D minor, whatever flute you got in your hand, and you can play along with it. It doesn't have to be strictly an A flute, because blues is done in so many different keys. So that's all there is to blues, and it's a pentatonic scale. It's a minor pentatonic scale, just like your flute, but it has a blues note, which is at 1, 2, 3, 4. To finish your scale, and 1, 2, 3, 4, your blues note. Go back to your scale and finish it, and that's your scale, and that's all there is to it. So if you can count to 4, and you can put up my video and my talking, then in a matter of minutes, just look up Classy But Sassy. You will hear me playing blues, and just grab an A flute and just jump in there and start playing along. So y'all have fun and enjoy it, because it really is simple, and it will add an extra kick or extra sensation, or whatever you want to call it, level to your music playing. Alright, see you later.